Hi, welcome to your shipper update. I'm Michael Vincent. He's Anthony Smith, our lead economist. What's going on, my friend?
So, Michael, we have to talk about what's going on for shippers, of course, within the consumer market.
Oh, yeah,
We're looking
absolutely.
at employment. And so last week we saw a pretty good unemployment number for the unemployment rate. We saw it was a downward movement to 5.4%. So not a full
Correct.
percentage point movement, but definitely movement in the right direction
Right.
nonetheless. We've seen a similar, this might look somewhat similar to the initial jobless claim trend, where it was a huge fall off and then kind of started sputtering around. But we are still seeing a little bit more of a decline here as opposed to the subtle upward movements and downward movements, upward movements from the initial jobless claim. So seeing that downward movement here is good news. We are now officially back into not pre-COVID levels, but levels that we've seen before 2020 or 2019. So in 2019, it was definitely historic lows, 3.2%, 3.5.
5.4 was not uncommon before.
Not uncommon before. I think we saw that maybe around 2017 or so. So it's not that we're in uncharted territories in terms of unemployment rate. Again, it's going to vary on state to state across the region throughout the country. California's going to look a lot different than Florida. Florida's
Sure.
going to look a lot different than New York. But of course, within it, one of the big things, services being a big driver of those jobs, hospitality, but warehouses as it pertains to freight. We are seeing tons of warehouse needs. Those jobs are changing and shifting as more technology enters those markets. We had a guest on just yesterday talking about, from Kinko, talking about how looking at the landscape for warehousing, how much has changed, or how much technology is entering the field. And that technology isn't mean or intended to replace those workers, but assist and make things more efficient and help out. So looking at those roles, one of the things that we were anticipating was that it's going to change the landscape and dynamic for what's required. So say you're a warehouse foreman, now you might need to get a little bit more savvy on the programming or coding
There's
or
got to be
software
some
skills.
retraining, job skill training, that type of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly, and so that's exactly what we're seeing here. Of course, there's going to be a capacity crunch for sure with drivers. Retention is always going to be a thing there. But across the board, there's this good news in this most recent unemployment update. Next chart here, we're going to see a new one. What's that?
Let's see it.
Yeah, so we have job openings. Job openings
This is
also
what I was
increased.
gonna
Yeah, job openings showing that it's still very much a job seekers market here.
So explain the good news here. Okay.
So the good news
that was
is,
what I was going to say. Good. 5.4 unemployment coming down, but openings are going up.
openings are going up, and so what we're seeing is that hiring increased more than openings for the first time, I think, since the pandemic.
Gotcha.
But
Okay,
we
beautiful.
are still seeing openings going up. We are still seeing quit rates are increasing. So quit rates, looking at a
Voluntary moving from job to job.
exactly.
Right,
And
gotcha.
so I know Zach Strickland, of course, I always say he hates consumer confidence, but quit rates are really a good dynamic or a good determinant of consumer confidence. When you're looking at someone that's feeling confident about the job market, saying, hey, you know what, I feel good about my prospects, I'm going to seek new employment, that's a sign of consumer confidence in a sense.
I would think so.
And
Yes.
so in a time of, uncertainty, recessions, you might just kind of grab on a little bit tighter to your current position, current role. So looking at the new openings report, seeing how many jobs are there, how active consumers are, definitely showing that there is still a lot of positivity and a lot of good stuff happening within the jobs market.
It's a big jump. It was 590,000 or something like that?
Yeah, it was a very good jump here. And so it's one of the things that we want to see, because when we get towards the end of the year, that's when we're really going to start to see consumer stamina tested for financial stability. When we're looking at, of course, stimulus money has been drying up, but what's been really propelling a lot of these volumes have been consumer demand. Of course, there's a lot of backlog and things like that, but those consumers are really going to be able to facilitate these purchases dependent on what's going on with their employment.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Now, as a shipper manufacturer, you're still trying to hire, but hiring was faster than growth of jobs.
Exactly.
So it's catching a little bit of wind there. We still got a ways to go, though, right?
Have a ways to go.
10 million, is it just over 10 million or something like that?
Yes, exactly right.
That's a high level, right?
It's a high level, like you said, still a long way to go. So, but not out of the woods yet, but we are still seeing some improvements. Excited to see those Thursday numbers for those initial jobless claims.
I'll be here.
You'll be here. We'll be talking about it. But right now, what we're seeing right now, of course, is that there is good things happening within warehouses, good things happening for transportation as there's more and more job growth happening.
Excellent stuff. Thank you so much, Anthony.